Ma'am, any comment on the charges?
Back up, give her space.
Will you resign?
Keep moving.
What would you do if the person you loved most left you nothing? Would you fight for the fortune or search for the truth? When billionaire Jonathan Ashford, the 71-year-old founder of one of America's largest construction empires, died unexpectedly, the entire nation expected one thing. His elegant wife, Victoria, would inherit everything. After all, she had stood beside him for nearly 20 years. Or had she? What happened inside that courtroom 7 days after Jonathan's funeral would expose secrets, test every family bond, and prove one painful truth? Sometimes the greatest inheritance isn't money. It's the truth hidden behind it. Jonathan Ashford built his company from a single pickup truck and a toolbox. By the time he died, he owned luxury homes across the country, private aircraft, valuable art collections, and a business worth billions. To the world, he was the definition of success. But behind the gates of his magnificent estate, success came with a cost. His first wife had passed away many years earlier. His only son, Daniel, slowly drifted away from the family business after constant disagreements with Victoria, Jonathan's second wife. Victoria always insisted she wanted what was best for Jonathan. But did she? Or was she simply waiting for the day his fortune became hers? The funeral was elegant. Business leaders, politicians, celebrities, and old friends filled the church. Victoria cried in front of everyone. Daniel stood quietly at the back. He barely looked at her. Have you ever wondered why some people cry the loudest while hiding the biggest secrets? 7 days later, everyone gathered at the law office. Victoria wore black, but her confidence was impossible to miss. She believed she already knew how the day would end. The family lawyer slowly opened a thick folder. The room became silent. Then he cleared his throat. Mr. Ashford requested that every beneficiary remain seated until his complete statement has been read. Victoria smiled. She wasn't worried. Not yet. The lawyer began reading. Jonathan left generous donations to children's hospitals and veterans charities. He rewarded longtime employees with life-changing bonuses. Then came the family. Daniel received something unexpected. Not money. Not company shares. Just one old key. The room filled with whispers. Victoria couldn't hide a small laugh. A key? Was that really all Jonathan believed his own son deserved? But the lawyer wasn't finished. He reached for another envelope. Inside was a handwritten instruction. Daniel, if you're hearing this, go to Warehouse 17. Open the door yourself. Trust no one. Suddenly, Victoria's smile disappeared. That evening, Daniel drove to the abandoned warehouse. To his surprise, someone was already there. Victoria. She demanded the key. She claimed everything inside belonged to her. Daniel refused. She threatened legal action. She even admitted she had searched for the warehouse before, but she had never found the key. Daniel unlocked the heavy steel door. Inside were shelves of neatly labeled boxes, decades of business records, family photographs, and dozens of videotapes. At the center of the room sat a large steel safe. Inside the safe wasn't stacks of cash. It was something far more valuable. Proof. Documents revealing that millions of dollars had quietly disappeared from Jonathan's companies over several years. Every transfer led to secret accounts controlled by one person. Victoria. The evidence showed Jonathan had discovered the theft months before his death. Instead of confronting Victoria publicly, he spent months gathering proof. He rewrote his will. He protected his employees. He protected his charities. And he protected his son. Can someone truly love you while secretly destroying everything you've built? The investigation lasted months. Victoria was arrested. The stolen money was recovered. Daniel became the company's new leader. But instead of celebrating his wealth, he focused on rebuilding the trust his family had lost. Years later, when people ask him what his father had really left behind, Daniel never mentioned the billions. He simply smiled and said, "My father taught me that money can build a company, but only character can protect it." So let me ask you one final question. If you had to choose between $1 billion and a family that truly loved you, which would you choose? Because one can change your lifestyle, but only the other can change your life. If this story made you think, share your answer in the comments. And if you enjoy stories about wealth, family, betrayal, and the lessons that shape our lives, subscribe to Mindful Narrative Tales for the next unforgettable story.